Wait, game trailers? Those things that come out before games but are still somehow called trailers? Yeah, those things. Why are we talking about those? Well, because they are incredible works of art that take whole teams to create and deserve way more attention and recognition than they get. They're also extremely cool. I'm not saying they go unnoticed, not by a long shot, but many game trailers really go above and beyond just being soulless marketing tools, and that deserves some praise and a little insight. So first off, what is the goal of a trailer? To sell you stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, that's the main goal, but there's a little more to it than that. Obviously, yes, a trailer has to sell you on the game, but beyond that, a basic trailer should at least tell you what the game is about, maybe provide you some info about the setting, its tone, maybe some hints as to the world and what the characters are like. Is this a fighting game about soldiers in space? Maybe this is some kind of modern-day pandemic or disaster game. This is the bare minimum of what a trailer should do. So how do these trailers differ from the more well-known movie trailers? Well, it's not really fair to compare the two since they're basically two different things, but I'm going to anyways. I mean, they both exist to try to sell you something, but as you may have already deduced, they differ in quite a few ways. Well, the first and probably the biggest difference is that game trailers can be complete self-contained stories, whereas movie trailers are mostly cut together vague nonsense. Secondly, movie trailers have maybe 2 hours of source material to pull from, while trying to get you just excited enough without spoiling the whole experience. Hence why 50% of them end up being big, single words, and or some random disjointed quick cuts of different scenes. Games, on the other hand, have way more to work with. Even when they don't opt for a cinematic trailer and choose just to use mainly clips from the game itself, they have several hours of content to pull from with little fear of people crying spoilers. Another big difference is that game trailers, especially AAA big top tier ones, are built as part of the game itself. They are made with the intention of promoting the game while also being important enough to the story that they are usually shown at the start as the first scene or introduction. These AAA trailers tend to be a step above a simple promotion piece and try to resonate with you, to get you emotionally invested in whatever story it's trying to tell. They'll show you vital elements that improve your understanding of the game so that by watching them, you'll learn about key events and characters. Things while playing the game you may never see or be a part of, but are still important enough to shape the main story or provide a deeper insight into the characters. Take the trailer for The Witcher 2, for example. In this awesome piece of work, you witness the murder of the king by some unknown assassin. Even though this inciting incident drives the whole story, as Geralt, the main character, you only ever hear about the king's murder. So without the trailer to witness it, you wouldn't have any idea how it played out or how incredibly skilled and dangerous this assassin you're tracking down is. The incredible level of directing and storytelling on display in these pieces of work is impressive. For an easy comparison and to throw in some cheap shots, I'm going to pick on Star Wars as an example. I care more about some of the Star Wars characters from a game I've never played based on a 4-minute trailer where they don't even say a word than many of the main characters from the actual movies. Especially if we're talking about the emotional connections that are made to these characters just based on the information provided in their respective trailers. Where one will only really give you such character information as girl who lives in the desert, boy who is a stormtrooper, and budget Darth Vader as character introductions, the other will provide you a character's entire life story wrapped up in a neat little package. The trailer I'm referring to is for the long-named Star Wars: The Old Republic Knights of the Fallen Empire expansion, and it is one of the best I've ever seen. It stands out from the rest as more than just a glorified commercial and functions more like a short movie. You see two kids growing up in the Star Wars universe, training with their powers, fighting in different wars, seeking their father's approval. It really is a gripping montage that covers the painful life of these two characters, even without the need for them to ever say a word. You learn everything you need to know about them, from their upbringing to their relationship with each other and their father. All this, and you still get those cool lightsaber shots and force powers to let you know it's part of the Star Wars universe without gratuitous shots of the Millennium Falcon. It is crazy to me that a well-crafted and meticulously put together game trailer can be this thing of beauty, and while like I said it's not unrecognized, only gets a small fraction of the views as, say, a movie trailer from the same franchise that doesn't do anything other than to just drum up hype. If you're a fan of franchises like this, do yourself a favor and watch these trailers. Heck, if you aren't a fan, watch these trailers just for the amazing storytelling. People online have taken the trailers and combined them together in chronological order so you can watch them like, I don't know, a TV show or a movie.
Other things on their mind.
Things like me.
They paid me for you.
In times past, no amount of coin would convince a Witcher to take this contract.
Times have changed.
The last point I want to make on this topic is this. A trailer doesn't have to be high budget in order to be good. I mean, that doesn't hurt, but even low budget trailers still cost a ton and take an incredible amount of work to create. Indie games will often use a very cool and stylized animation to sell their game, or even use highly edited clips with those big text cards, which are very similar to how movies do it. This doesn't mean they're bad. In fact, a lot of gamers prefer these kinds of trailers. They show you a more accurate representation of how the game itself looks and plays. And while oftentimes extremely creative and gorgeous, for me they just fall a little short of that wow category as seen by the more cinematic trailers. And I don't know about you, but if I'm gonna watch a trailer, I wanna be swept off my feet. Trailers for games are more than just fancy marketing pieces. They can add a great deal to the experience of the game itself, or tell a story that you will want to watch over and over because of how well it's told. So the next time you see a trailer online or the intro cinematic to a game you're about to play, don't skip it, because it might just be one of the coolest things you've seen. I have too many trailers that I'd recommend to you, so I've actually just listed down below in the description a bunch that you can check out. And if you know of any that I should check out, give them to me. Please give them to me. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for letting me talk gaming to you.